Nvda closed a gap to the downside. I'll talk about that in just a moment, but first, your price targets for Tuesday. We ended the day at $96.91, down 4.51%. This is where we are. 2 standard deviations is super close. That takes us to 97.43-ish. Above that, at another level of resistance and another potential take profit area, 99.26. And should we be so lucky as to get to this level, that would take us to roughly 101.12, and that is also a gap fill to the upside. Now, to the downside, the middle of the trend and the baseline takes us to roughly 93.45. We could go down, hit this line, and bounce back up, or we could just grind downward and follow this line wherever it leads us. Now, at -2 standard deviations and another level of support and a potential buy-in area and a potential stop loss area and a potential to go long, 89.63 to the south side, 87.71, and this would take us to roughly 85.88. This is a gap to the south side, which I'll show you in just a moment. Now, the gap that I wanted to show you that closed is actually this one. Remember, I always just extend my gaps. I have no idea where it's going to touch, but eventually I have an idea, a speculation that it will close to the downside. It could take a very long time, or it could wick right down and take us out for a one-day gap closure. But in this case, this opened up on Wednesday the 9th and closed right there on Monday, right out of the gate. Of course, all this talk about the tariff wars are spooking the market and getting slammed down, but this is also a wonderful buying opportunity if you haven't gotten in and are looking to buy the dips. So this gap that I anticipated closed to the downside at 96.69. Congrats. If you were up here and went short thinking that there was going to be a reversal, and there was. And as I'm looking at this, the last time I looked at price, we were at 104.49. We are still in a downward channel, as you can see, still bleeding out, but you know, you get your pops for the day and then it slams back down. And this gap, I need to clean up. Closed right there to the upside, taking us to 103. And this gap took us to 113.32. And, oh, let me mark out the price. I think I said 112, but close enough. Okay, I can't be perfect here. Nobody can be. All right, so that's one potential. Then the next one, whenever we reverse course, that will take us to 112.04, and then to this little bonus area eventually, long term here, taking us to 120.54. If only we could get back there sooner rather than later. All right, and that's closed. Oh, look at this. This is a gap. I have to move this now. Let's just go to the 15. Let's see what we can see. So nope, I can't extend it back with my mouse here. So let's go. Let's just do the daily. Oops. Option R. All right. As you can see, ignore all this. I've tracked this for a very long time, and I don't erase anything typically. I mean, I delete my videos because they're old or nobody watches them, so then I just delete it. Okay, so to the south side, This takes us to 85.74. And I tracked this at this level before, and I let it go and didn't buy in. So when we hit this level again, I will be ready. But if we hit these levels, I will definitely be scooping up. That would be incredible. I know it's painful for some people, but for others, it's exciting. And also, if you own an ETF, VTI, let's say, you're going to have these big names in the fund. So you don't have to worry about not owning them. You don't need to own the shares. It's okay because you're already in it in the play. Okay, so we touched this area on Monday, April the 7th. We wicked, let's see, we wicked down and it took us down to that level. And I don't know that we're going to get to here. Like, there are gaps in Apple that are tiny and all the way to the bottom, and I don't think so. Don't hold your breath for that one. Okay, so for the price targets on the daily, because you get different buy and sell signals, that would take us right here. One target would be 107.24, and then this channel will take us to 91.93. And that is it for Nvda. Now I want to go over a trade I took today. Well, I actually did a couple of them. Msos. I put in a buy order. Oops, I need to change that color to this color. That way I know it's my buy. This was at roughly -2 standard deviations, and I rolled the dice, and I thought, oh, we could see a bounce here because that is support, and I bought it at 233. The low of the day was 231. I just put in a buy order, a limit, so I wasn't sitting there seeing that it ran even, less. So I'm okay with that. But tomorrow we could bleed out. This thing has whipped us around. I've traded this thing so many times, and for myself and for my mom. Let's see. Oh, the middle of the trend, Command Z. Let me change the color. The middle of the trend for me for 2025 is the purple, so I'm going to stay consistent. That's 243. And above that, back to an area we've been before at 254. Should we be so lucky as to get to this level, another outlier, 260. This is a sell area and another sell area, 266. Don't hold your breath for the price to get to this level, but if we should get there with a wick, you can bet it will get slammed right back down. Now, to the south side, 231. It could go even more, 226, and at -4 standard deviations, 220. This is a support area, a bounce area, a stop loss area. This would be a limit area up here. And look at what happened. We hit this level of resistance. Anytime we hit this, or this line, bells and whistles should be going off. If you're trying to get in, get up, get out, that's what you do. But if you stay there, you can anticipate you will bleed out because people will take their profits. Many people are just scalping or day trading. If you're trying to scalp or just playing it conservatively and you don't want to make it to here, -2 and 2 standard deviations all day long, but the calculations change on us. We don't know where it's going to head. But you can always set a sell order at the next level at 2 standard deviations and play it safe. If you play it safe all day long, you're going to make money. Right here, this is a 4%. Let me make sure it's more precise. If I bought in at 233 and I sold at 243, a 4.17% return. I will take that all day long for 1 day's worth of trading or 1 week because that's what you get for the bank if you're lucky all year. And Chase doesn't even pay you that kind of money for just regular deposits. Okay, clear sell signal a buy signal. This turns into support, grinding along the middle of the trend here. Okay, you can always anticipate price will either go through to get to the upside or go through to the downside. The middle of the trend is the resting place eventually for the ticker before price either moves in one direction or the other. Oh, and look at this. See, I never looked back. And that touch, did it touch fully right there? Let's see. I'll give it a win. If not, then you could just say, well, right there, and it hit there too. But to wipe it out, I'm going to give it to right here. That took us to 254, which is an area I already marked out as the middle of the trend back on Thursday, the 27th, when I looked at this ticker. I think I did it for myself, not as a video. And then this one, this baby gap, closed. Okay, there we are, 269, and then the meltdown, look at that. Okay, delete, and that is a look at MSOS. I will also try to do a video on SOXL and TSLY because XSOXL ran up towards the end of the day. I believe it was towards the end. Anyway, I'll do a video on that shortly. If there's a ticker you'd like me to take a look at, please let me know, and have a great trading day.